Sorry, record.
All right. So yes, a macronutrient is it's your protein, it's your carbs and your fats. It's what makes up your caloric intake. And so what would make something like a good source of protein versus a not good source of protein. So like when we talk about 80-20 beef versus say 97-30, right? Or four, yeah, 97-30, those two different types. So, first of all, when you look at something, the macronutrient that is the largest on the nutrition. So, in this case, that would be fat. So, it's 213 calories, 14 grams of protein, and 17 grams of fat. Fat is the largest macronutrient, correct? So, off the cuff, you know it's a fat source versus a protein source. Another way that you can also look at that is if you add a zero, a lot of people say times it by 10, but times it by 10 is just adding a zero to the end. So if you add a zero to the end of your protein grams, so in this case, it's 14 grams. If I add a zero to it, what is it?
140.
140. How many calories did I say was in that 3 ounces?
Did you say 300 or
Yeah,
some?
or I thought it was 213.
213. What number is bigger?
The 213.
Correct. So if you put a zero or you times the protein by 10 and it is not larger than the calories per ounce or per serving, which was 213, not a good protein source.
Mm.
Okay. Now, if you look at 9730 or a leaner ground beef, and we're just talking ground beef because that was the question. We're going to talk about different things. Same 3 ounces, 122 calories. Right there. Bigger bang for your buck. 22 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat. This is why nutrition labels are important, guys. So you get ground beef put into your meal guide, or you're out to eat or you're subbing out. Like lean ground beef can be a very good source of protein, but it needs to be lean. It's the same with ground turkey. This is why we say chicken breast is a little bit better, or like ground turkey, a leaner version of it, because even ground turkey can get real fatty if you're not watching the labels. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So turkey or a chicken thigh isn't terrible, but if you compare a chicken thigh to a chicken breast, you're going to see the leaner source that's going to give you more protein for less calories. The bigger bang for the buck is going to be the chicken breast. Now, so put that up against shrimp. Way bigger bang for your buck. Somebody, I was just doing a check-in with them, and we were comparing 40 ounces of protein, which was about 5 ounces of chicken. Well, hell, you get 10 ounces of shrimp for the same thing, less calories, even. Still under like less calories than the chicken, more ounces, bigger volume, same amount of protein. These are the things you need to look at. This is why we teach you the things that we teach you. So those of you that are new, when we give you the directions and we say, listen, pre-log all of your meal guides into MyFitnessPal, we're teaching that for a reason. We want you to get into the habit of pre-logging all of your nutrition in there, not just so that you're seeing what it looks like and what an ounce is for an ounce and all of that, but because if you get into that habit and you start to get to the place where you start swapping out foods, this makes it much easier for you. Now you're starting to see these things. If you're out, and you're like, so guys, those of you that go out to dinner and say you're like, well, this is close to my nutrition, so this is okay. It is okay. So like if you have chicken and something on your and you're like, well, I'm out to eat, so I'm just going to get some grilled chicken and I'm going to get a veggie and I'm going to get some potatoes. It's all great, but what you have to remember is 90% of the time you got to add about 200 calories to that. Why? Well,
You-
unless you got a handy dandy, which by the way they make, unless you have a handy dandy scale in your purse that you're going to weigh that food with so that you out, because not even I can accurately always guess. I mean, I can probably come pretty close, guess the weight. So there's that. You could be off on the measurements, and restaurants are known for what? Bigger servings. There's
Yeah.
also always going to be hidden fats, guys. Always going to be hidden fats. Even if you ask for things, like there's always going to be hidden fats. So like if I eat out, I always add a couple hundred calories to whatever that is, even if I pick a healthier choice. So just things to remember.
So if they list what you're eating is 330 calories, you log the 330 calories plus an extra 200
At least, yeah.
somewhere around there.
Yeah, think it in your head at least. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
For the most part, I would. This is why we say limit that a little bit. You know, even if you're eating really and clean and lean, and I say that just so you're aware. That's not don't ever do this, but just know that a lot of times we think, oh, well, I'm doing this, so I'm really on point with my macros. You may not be as on point as you think you are. And I say this specifically because if things start flattening out, like you don't see the results, that could be part of it. You could be putting yourself in maintenance by doing that. It's not like the end of the world, just awareness, right?
Okay.
And if you are brand new, I don't suggest playing around with anything right now. Just keep your nose straight and just do the things. Get used to doing the thing over and over again. But it's awareness around this. And, you know, so because a lot of times we're like, well, it's not working anymore. I stalled. I'm not losing weight. You guys, you got to look at all the variables. This shit works.
Mm-hmm.
If it's stalled, there's something else going on. But to continue on with the whole protein thing, because it's a very good conversation to have. So a lot of times, so like again, when you're looking at things uh Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, these are okay sources of protein. They're not necessarily the best, but they're okay and they are better than some other things. So if you look at one of those, you're going to notice you do the same thing. Is this a good source of protein? First of all, you want to make sure there's not a lot of freaking sugar in there. And then you want to look because the yogurts are known to have a lot of sugar. And this is why Greek yogurt is generally a better pick or a better bang for your buck. Because one, it's very low lactose. And two, usually the protein's a little bit higher, the fats are a little bit lower, but even some Greek yogurts can be a little. And so when you're looking at the labels, and that's why a lot of times we say that like the Yoki's 000 is a really good one because it's known to be lower and higher in protein. Chobani, there's a few of them out there. I don't think I said that right. Chobani, whatever. Chobani. There's a few of them out there that are a little bit better. But when you're looking at those things, that's what you want to look at. Protein bars. They're okay emergency. They're an okay emergency, but 99% of them, if you look at the back of them, why is protein powder a better option as a like why does Coach Jewel say carry a baggie of protein powder and a shaky in your purse and a shaker a shaker is what I meant that you can shake in your purse for an emergency over a protein bar. Well, even if you look at level 1 protein bars, your average level 1 protein bar has 270 calories in it and about 20 grams of protein. Mm. Is it who thinks that's a good source of protein?
Not with the calories versus the
Mm-mm.
protein.
Then you look at the back of this, 125 calories. I need glasses. I need readers. 23 grams of protein. What's the better source of protein?
Powder.
Powder or the
Powder.
protein?
Powder.
Do you see why? Does that make sense now? It's not me being cruel. say
Yeah.
don't eat the dang protein bar. It's just knowledge. So a protein bar in most cases, it, it's just a candy bar with protein in it. Is it a better option than the Snickers bar? Probably, and to keep them frozen in your freezer and cut them up into little bite-sized pieces in case you have like a little, I want something. Not a bad idea at all, but just having awareness. Now, I will say, somebody posted a protein bar that I've never seen. I've seen them before, but I never looked at the macronutrients that it's called David's.
Something like that.
I looked at the nutrients in that. They posted it in Eat to Slay. It actually is good. And it had low sugar in it. And the macronutrients, actually, the protein was higher than the calories. So it was actually, but very rarely do you see that. So just having awareness, guys, specifically, like when you're looking at things like that, is that helpful?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sweet. Well, that was the only really big question I had. Who else has got a question? I just really wanted to talk about that protein.
I had a question.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Who said they had a question? Oh, hi, Renee. Yes.
My question is, I'm starting to deal with some loose skin,
Mhm.
and
Wow.
how do you keep it healthy?
How do you keep it healthy? Loose skin. I'm not sure. I really I like loose skin as in how do you keep it healthy?
In my belly flap? How do you keep it from infection in the folds and um,
Well,
containing it when you're working out and all that fun stuff?
I would say a good pair of leggings.
Mm.
Yeah, it would help to deal with that. Um,
Maybe cocoa butter. I don't know.
Or cornstarch or something with cornstarch in it.
Okay.
Like for moisture. Is that what you're talking about, Renee?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably something with cornstarch. Or even like what I have found, like when I sweat like up under my boobs, I take deodorant and rub up under.
I do that too.
that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
I've
Yeah.
used that. I've used that as well.
And
Mhm.
so you could do that with a good deodorant, but like a cornstarch or like the powders with cornstarch. And so, I mean, I've used that before, especially on my thighs and all when they would rub together. And so,
Yeah, Gold Bond is good.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
You know what else helps? Like if you take your blow dryer and you put it on cool and you just kind of like lift and
Yes.
dry in your air. I mean, I don't know if anybody else does that, but I do that.
oh yeah,
I
I don't own one.
and then you hit it with the
Mhm.
powder with your little
yeah,
powder puff and then things are dry.
mm-hmm,
You can also ask a doctor. There's a cream nystatin. It helps reduce yeast infections in the
Mm.
folds. So your
mm-hmm.
doctor can prescribe you. It's just a cream. It's like a powder cream. They come in
Okay.
both a cream and a powder, and it'll help reduce infections. That's from my OB kind of thing. So anyway, there you go. That
Good.
Thank
too.
you.
Good advice. No, I like it. Good. Did that help, Renee?
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Another thing too, Renee, when you lose a little bit more with you having that type of problem, your insurance will pay to have that removed.
I hope so.
I mean, it may not do a full tummy tuck, but what is it called? A penectomy or something like that. Insurance should cover that. I mean, you may have to document everything. So I would start taking pictures now to document. I work in healthcare. So, it's like document all the problems you've had and how long you've had it.
That's another reason to
And,
use your doctor and a prescription.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
That's good. Good advice. I'm gonna go back to my leggings thing because actually overall, guys, it is also a very good idea. I think we talked about it in the beginning, but like wearing clothes that actually allow you to perspire is important. So like wearing clothes that hold moisture in can actually cause more problems than wearing athletic gear that actually allows, that is breathable. So like I really wasn't joking about like, and if you're wearing leggings and things like that, like wearing a better pair doesn't mean you have to go out and buy Lululemons, but wearing a good quality that allows the skin to breathe is super important because you are going to perspire a lot. And the same with your tops clothes, your sports bras. So just making sure they're made of a good like wick type. Like a lot of times I'm guilty of working out in cotton, but it's not always the best thing to do because it absorbs and has the perspiration sticking to you a lot. So good investing in some good athletic gear is a good idea as well. All right. Anything else? Like literally, I'm opening the floor up to you with questions. Kate, you got any questions? I'm always talking about the same things. What do you got?
I don't think I have any questions.
Oh, damn.
But, I think what I see a lot, which is awesome in the group, is people talking about movement and consistency. Staying consistent, especially for people that are new. And you were talking about eating the food. I would just encourage everyone just lean into it with the food. That's been a struggle for me. Is I'm not that hungry, and so then I don't eat the food, and then the next day I go to the gym and I'm like, I don't really feel like working out right now because I'm a little tired, and it's a cycle you get into of not fueling your body. And we talk about, this is food is fuel, and we need that, and your body, your metabolism needs it, and just lean into that process of the food and the nutrition. I think that's for me, workouts are easy. Like I love the gym. I'll go to the gym. I love it. It's great, except for stair sprints, which makes me want to punch Jules in various places and swear. But that said, I will not, because I love Jules and it's fine. And she's doing it for my betterment. But it's the nutrition. And it's just, I've always heard that term from another coach, and she says nutrition drives your fat loss bus. And I just say that all the time, is that's your biggest thing is, once you get around that relationship with food, it's a game changer. So just encourage everyone who's new and who's not new, and us old, what were we? Old
Well, I meant goats.
goats. I was like old sheep.
Like,
No, it's fine.
old cheese.
I'll take old goat. It's fine. I'll be an old goat. But yeah, it's one of those things where I'm, it's been a long journey for me. Since I think my heaviest, I was about 200 pounds, and it's just been a long cycle, and I've had the up and down of, I gain some and then I lose some and whatever. And so it just encourage you that it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. I mean, it's not, and I think we're so conditioned to, you see on social media of the befores and afters. Well, that before and after could have been a year and a half to 2 years. And so just lean into the process and trust it, and be consistent. That wins every time. So
Kate, how long have you been doing it? So how long have you been doing the program?
So I've been doing this program since March of last year.
Okay. So you're coming up on a year?
Yeah, coming up on a year. And to be honest, I'm at probably 13 pounds is where I'm at. But I started, I started at 167, and I'm at about 154. And I've been maintaining, but what I haven't been doing is super leaning into the nutrition as much as I should. And prior to that, I was with another coach and made progress there. But it's a year of me being on this journey, particularly. And I fully expect that it's going to be another year of me fully leaning into this next phase of my journey to go to body recomp. That's my goal.
So have you always loved going to the gym and working out? Is that just who you are, or have you learned to love it?
No, I've learned to love it. I wasn't a sport ball person growing up. I didn't play sports.
See, me neither.
I was a theater nerd, and so I didn't do that. And when I started my journey years ago, but I mean before I even had kids, and I was at my heaviest, I started at the gym and started learning about the gym. And then had kids, got heavy again, and then I did like most of us, I would say most of us here did P90X when that came out.
Yeah.
P90X. And I legit at that time I was 38 or whatever. It was after my second son. I lost weight. I was probably the lowest I'd ever been. But I was not in menopause at that time. And then I got a job. I was a stay-at-home mom for 5 years, and then I started back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And it crept back on. So I went from probably a very low weight to getting back into not being so in shape. And then I started going to the gym on my own, but I didn't have my nutrition dialed in, and it was okay, whatever. But in the last 2 years, I was working with another coach, and I was with her for about 2 years. I really enjoyed it. And now, I mean, I'm a 4:30 gym girl. I get up at 4.
Oh.
And I go into the gym and I get it done. And I've got a great little community of people that we know each other. We're all there to just get it done. And most of us are, over 50. And I love it. It gets me set up for the day. I'm done at 5:30. I get ready for work, and I'm just focusing on my steps for the rest of the day. So.
Go ahead, Jules.
I'm just going to add on to that. So let me just add on to Kate's journey. So Kate has been body recomping. So would she possibly be in a different place as she openly said her nutrition. Now, when she says her nutrition hasn't been on point, she's not sloppy with it. She's just not always consistent, as she said. And the lack of consistency slows down the body comp position, but it doesn't stop it. So if I was to pull up Kate's before and afters right now, you're going to see a tremendous difference. And that's body comp. She's got a lot of muscle. She's lost a lot of body fat. Would it have maybe moved a little faster? Maybe in different areas, would she be a little? Of course, nutrition is the driver. She said it drives the fat loss bus. So if you're not as consistent and dialed in, then it can take the process. It's not going to stop it because she's eating the food 90% of the time. She's fueling her body. She's showing up at the gym. She's getting the steps in. And I maybe even say 80-20 for a while is where she lived. And so but as she already knows it too, because I will also say when she has a solid week, the scale goes, and she goes, stop, but that's okay. Like, she lives in that land. So I want to put credit there in the fact of, like, a lot of times we put that eye on that scale number. She looks tremendously different. And you've seen me even post pictures of other women in here that haven't had huge numbers, but their body looks drastically different. But as she said, consistency is the name of the game, guys. This is like, you hear Nicole talk about it, you hear me talk about it. You got to embrace the boring.
Mm-hmm.
The facts. There's no way around it. If you really want solid results, embracing the boring, and let's be real. Like, for me, it takes the fatigue of trying to figure out what I'm going to eat every day out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency makes life simple for me. I know what I'm eating every day. I don't have to think about some crazy ass recipe that I'm going to try to put together I just freaking eat the chicken and rice. My story. This is what I do. Now, do I put different sauces on it? Do different things? Yeah, I do. I have come, but for the most part, I really just eat the same thing every day. Do I do that all the time? No, no. I have spans of time where I do that 90% of the time, and then I have sushi 3 or 4 times a week. But that's when I'm cruising. I'm like maybe in a build phase, and even my build phases, I don't go crazy up high, but I might be in a build phase, or I'm just maintenance. But like I'm coming up on summer, I want to dice up a little bit. Everybody does. Like that's a cycle. Like these are things that are going to happen. I want to tighten up even more than I already am. That's like never going to go away. It doesn't mean I put on 20 pounds, but I need a little weight to tighten up. So I'm walking around with a 6 pack in my bikini. That's what I want. It's what I choose.
Me
I
too.
have to dial in.
Mhm.
I too, if I have to weigh my food, measure my food. I eat right to the T. I don't fuck around. I don't have sushi anymore. I'm very structured with what I eat. I don't miss a workout. I don't miss a step. I push like, and it's not that I don't do that all the time, but there's some times where I'm a little lax. I'm just getting it done.
Mhm.
So the food is not bothering me. The food, like I can do the boring because, like you said, you know what you're going to eat. So it takes the guesswork and that old adage of what are we going to eat tonight. Where I'm at is like, what am I, Jules? Like 6 weeks in, 6, 7 weeks ish.
Mm-hmm.
So the new is wearing off.
Mm-hmm.
And doing that workout, the hard workout, I mean, because I bitch about the legs. The legs kill me, and the arms aren't so bad, but the legs are my hard part. How do you stay like? How do you learn to love the gym? I guess is what, because I don't love it. I really don't love it.
You may never.
Yeah, you may not. It may
You
not.
may. You may never.
Here's what I enjoy is some people are like audiobook people. They'll listen to an audiobook while they're at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of you just kind of get in this routine. And then some people are music people. I love a good playlist. Um, but at some point, if you don't fall in love with it, that's okay. But you have to look at it as it's part of your job.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
mean, you may never be passionate about it. I too don't like leg day. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not my favorite. I'm not a doing hip thrusts. Whatever. But I get it done. Like I
Mm-hmm.
look at my
Mhm.
plan and I'm like, okay, this is what I have to do. I'm getting it done. I love upper body day. Jules knows I whined for months about the fact that I had 3 days of legs. I hate, no, just let me do upper body stuff. But you may never love it. It may be just something that's like, I know this is what I have to do for my body. Now, where you might start loving it more is when you start seeing, and maybe you are, I don't know, you
Not yet.
start seeing those changes you'll start seeing the changes in your body. Once you start, you're going to start seeing the physical side. You're going to start seeing your clothes fit differently, and then you're going to see those little baby muscles, and the little baby muscles are going to come out, and you're going to go, "Ooh, I want to see more baby. I want to see more muscles." And once you start getting into that, you see the body changing. You're going to start switching your mind to go, okay, I'm doing the job I need to do for my body. I'm doing the job I need. I got my first DEXA scan and I had osteopenia. I'm like, oh crap. And my doctor said, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're lifting heavy stuff and you're taking your calcium and you're doing your nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
That at this point, all of us in here are looking at those numbers. We're looking at our cholesterol. We're looking at our bones. We're looking at all of the numbers that, the doctors are like, oh, you got to watch that. And
Mm-hmm.
so it might just be for you for a while of you're doing your job. I'm doing my job. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for my body to stay healthy as I move into my aging years. And then maybe in 6 months, you're like, ooh, this is kind of fun. Or you meet people as you go to the gym and you've got your gym community every morning. We've got a chat. and they have a group thing they do on Saturdays. They'll do a group hit workout. And we every morning, hey, we're not going to be here today. I've got 6 people in that gym. I know their names. We have a community. So you may never fall in love with it, but you might.
Hey, Lisa, what is
Yes.
it? What is it you don't like about the gym? I'm just curious if we can kind of unpack it that way.
Well, it's not okay. So I'm not really going to a gym. I'm at home right now because I'm not comfortable in an actual gym with people because, I don't know how to do the machines. There's that comfort level. And plus, the old, I don't want to look like an idiot, and so I
Pause
do
you
it
for a
at
second
home.
because I think everybody
I know.
needs to understand this. I'm going to pause you for a second. She's never worked out before.
Yeah, I've never worked out.
So this is
I've never done
6
this.
weeks ago, she just started working out. So she's beating herself up for some great things that she's already doing.
Just the
I
fact
had to
that you,
pause you.
yeah,
I had to say that out loud so everybody hears
that's good.
clear. Yes.
Well, it's just the fact that you're doing this that's the biggest hurdle, is doing it, because the more you work out, that you'll be like, oh, I know that. Oh, she changed me to this workout. Oh, I know how to do that. I remember that. And then it becomes kind of like almost comfortable. When right now it's just super uncomfortable.
Yes.
That's why I was wondering. It's just super uncomfortable. But that's where, and I'm sure Jewel, you've heard Jewel say this, but that's where the growth is at. I'm so proud of you though, because you are doing what you're doing right now will make you stronger mentally and physically, just like in 6 months from now or 3 months from now. It's just, you may not even realize the hard part that you're doing right now is where the magic happens. Because you're going to look back and go, man, I can't believe if I did that, I can freaking do that.
Well, and that I am to the point where it's like, okay, this is really getting hard, and it's easier to quit than it is to move forward. But I know I can't quit because if I quit, I'm not ever going to start again.
Yeah.
So I can't give that as an option. So it is hard. The arms aren't hard. The legs, and it's like, this is hard. This is hard. Why am I doing this to myself?
Okay.
And it's like, I hate this. I hate this. I did the whole time. I hate this.
Don't say hate. Just don't say it.
Lisa, listen, I'm going to backtrack you right now. Why did you start this program? What was your number one reason when you talked to me? And you've told me this before. It's not loss.
I don't want to go on maintenance meds. I want to be able to get out of the floor by myself. I don't want my kids to have to wipe my butt when I get older, And so,
So you want to be able to get off the floor.
Yes, get off the floor.
Guess what that requires?
Legs. I mean, and in my head, I get it. It's just when I'm doing it, it's like I'm not seeing, I don't feel like I'm seeing improvement, And,
Are you sore after your workouts?
Yes.
After the day? Then you're doing it. You're making those muscles change. It's going to take time, but honestly, I believe once you see the results, then you're going to become in love with it. Like, I never thought I would love leg day. I have it 3 a week and stair sprints and all the things. And I curse Joel in my workouts all the time, and that's normal. Legs are not my favorite, but I noticed a significant change. And once you start noticing the changes, then it kind of makes you want to get after it even harder. So I think you'll end up coming back in like a couple months from now and you're like, I love legs. Oh, I can't wait to hear you say that.
Maybe I'll have the newbie that says, hey, I was there.
Yeah.
But until that time comes, Lisa, I think you already have your answer. So like everybody's kind of giving you a piece of it, but you also gave yourself the biggest answer. On the days that it's hard and it would be easier to quit, you need to remember why you're doing this, and it's to get up off the floor. It's so nobody has to, would you say, wipe your butt. All of those things, and we've talked about that in your check-ins. Like your legs are your powerhouse. They are, as you age. I love upper body too, but guys, let's face it, legs are what we need as we age. We are not getting up off the couch without them. We're not getting off the floor. We fall on the floor, we better have one of those damn little necklaces that we have to push.
Better have the button to push.
Right, exactly. I don't know about you, but I want those fuckers.
No.
So if you want to get off the floor without a button, you want to be able to get out of the damn tub without a problem. That's
Sit
why
on the
you
toilet.
so you got to tell
Yeah.
yourself that when you say I would, and to be right where the newness wears off, guys, this is for all of you that are new. You're all going to go through it. There is a actual point. We all know that there is as coaches. We know when you hit it. It's a sweet spot. And it's when the newness wears off. And it's easier to look at your 1.0 version of yourself and go, fuck, they had it easy. I should do all these things. And you start to forget how hard it was for that 1.0 version of yourself. So you're literally, there's an exercise that I used to have. I got to dig that sucker out. That I used to have clients do where you draw two big ass circles. And there's one that you put everything in it that you are leaving behind. And then the other one is where you're everywhere that you're going. And there is a very big point where those two circles cross over, where you start to look over at this one and you're like, fuck that. And that's where you are. This is a lot easier because that over there is a lot harder. But you just have to get over the edge of that. And you're like at the cusp and you tip over into the area where this part over here, as everybody's trying to tell you, becomes a lot of fun. And that's where, as Stacy says, the magic happens, but you got to get up over that. And it's easy when you're at this point. It can happen with nutrition, it can happen with workouts, but it's where the fun or the newness, as you said, starts to wear off, and you're like, this would just be easier. It'd be easier to eat the fucking dough. It'd be easier to do this. It'd be easier to do that. You just have to remember why you're here and why it's important. And you have to have, like I like to call them, little board meetings in your head. I still have board meetings to this day. Really? You want to do that? That's kind of stupid. You're trying to get a goal. I'm not really sure what you're thinking about over there. That's a really bad idea. Get your ass up and go to the gym. People would think I'm crazy. I have these little meetings in my head all the time.
Hey, Jules, but it's like we used to say, choose your hard.
Choose your hard.
Choose your hard. I mean, do you want the better health? You got to work for it. Yeah. But it's worth it. You're worth it. Your kids are worth it. Your family's worth it.
And if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Life. Sorry, Amber, go ahead.
No, I said if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Well, right. That's why you have people that, I mean, our country is just, it's sad. It's sad.
Obesity, yes.
We're mostly obese people. It's just sad. When I was overseas, you didn't see as many obese people. And then I left and then I went back and visited. And then I saw McDonald's in Rome and Burger King, and I saw more fat Europeans. I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Well, and I live in the deep South too.
Well, I do too. Where are you?
I'm right outside Birmingham, Alabama, between Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
I'm outside of Nashville. I was going to say, I'll come over there and we'll work out together.
I'm a little deeper south than you.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, if you heard my husband talk, you would think he was in Alabama too, because he real slow Southern drawl.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Got that Southern drawl pulling out.
Yeah.
I have to be careful with that. So
you're fighting a cultural thing too.
Yes.
Not that, others, we're all, have our own cultural thing, but and I know that in Alabama, I know I went into a gas station. Everything was fried, even the corn on the cob.
Yes.
They had fried Snickers bars. What the fuck?
I was fixing to say, we fry Oreos.
I was like,
we will fry an Oreo. So,
disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's fried sugar.
Yeah. But I'm living in Texas where everything is yummy Mexican food.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tejas, best Tex-Mex. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's okay every now and then. It's okay every now and then. When I don't know if you get a refeed meal or not. I better shut up. But that's what I save my refeed meals for, things like that I love. Where's the protein? Where's my veg? But you can still get the things that you love. But I know if you're super new, you probably haven't gotten to that, but you will.
Yeah, we're not there, or I'm not there yet. So I mean, so I'm still doing
I'm
that.
scared to death
I'm
to
like,
go out to
what's
eat,
a
so I don't.
refeed meal?
I'm sorry, Jules.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what that is.
I'm looking forward to getting there.
Well, Jules, are you going to kill me now? I'll shut up.
No, because guys, you're all going to get to that place, and it's like we talk about, and again, there's a lot of you guys that are new on here, but and again, you're going to hear from everybody here will tell you the same thing. Stacy, Kate, Amber, Christina, anybody that's been here for a while are going to tell you you're laying the bricks right now. You're building the foundation. That's
Oh, we lost your audio, Jules.
Lost Jules.
lost my audio.
Yeah.
It was like words of wisdom. Now we can't hear her.
Okay, try again.
That was a
You
little
came off
ironic.
mute now.
I don't know. I'm off mute.
There you
There
are.
you
There
go.
you are.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really weird. I wasn't.
Okay.
No,
There you
now
go.
you went away. It happened
Okay.
earlier too, and now you're back.
I'm
It was
back.
weird. Yeah, now you're back.
Yeah, now you're back.
You got to stay in that position. Don't lean back.
Okay. Come on. It's gone again, isn't it? No, there it is.
No, it's good.
I hear
You're
you.
good.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try this. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I lost my train of thought. Okay, so it's like we talk about in the beginning. So no, I'm not upset with Stacy. Like, guys, you have to build the foundation. So the reason for the consistency, I'm going to use that word instead of the beginning, when we put you through a reset, and then we give you the structure of the guides. It's not just about teaching you to feel your body. It is also teaching you to start to build this foundation, because it's tried and true. If you guys don't learn to build the foundation, you will flounder as you move through the program. So it's about getting that consistency. And once you get rolling with things, then we start to teach you how to swap out certain foods, to do different things. And that's like in the beginning, I said, make sure that you guys, like, everything that we do is strategic, right down to making, I should say making you, but we're like, put your meal guide into your MyFitnessPal. Well, why would I do that? I'm following one. Everything we do is strategic to build you to that place of where you have this food freedom. But if we don't put that in there first, because you have to remember, we're not just about teaching you how to lose weight.
Oh, Amber, I think needs to mute.
Is it Amber?
Hang on.
Who's got to mute? It's not just about teaching you like the nutrition, like it's stacking the habits, it's creating the pattern so that you keep the weight off once it comes off. That's the difference. If we can rewrite and recreate the habit, this becomes second nature, and it's just something that you do. It's like you start to crave the food, you want to fuel your body. And true food freedom, as you hear Nicole talk about all the time, is truly just that. You have the freedom. The fried Oreo cookie does not control you. You control it. It's like even what Stacy just said. Yeah, I'll have it sometimes, but give me the protein, give me the carbs. Like, she's never going to, like, she's in 100% control. She's only going to have the thing if she really wants it. But Stacy did a lot of groundwork in the beginning. She did exactly.
6 months, no alcohol, and I drank wine every day.
That was your choice, kind of.
Yeah. Well, 6 months, but it got me exactly where I wanted to be. And it'll be 4 years in this July. And I recently came back to the one-on-one coaching, and I've lost 4 pounds just like that. I mean, it's just gone. Like, but I never stopped working out, and I never stopped eating well.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's what I talked about too in the beginning. Sometimes, you just got to tighten things up, and it helps to have a little help, but you're never going to go completely back. But not to beat this whole thing, but it's really good because Stacy just brought this up, and she brought the wine up. This is part of creating that foundation. When Stacy first came to me a few years back, she had a way of relaxing. She had a very stressful job. She came right cruising into an awareness call. We didn't call them then, and basically told me, I have to have wine. It's how I relax. And I was like, I need you to give it up for a week, for me, for 2 weeks. And as she just said, 6 months. But it was about building habits, because when Stacy came in, and she'll probably be able to tell you this, she truly believed that, but it was a habit she had. It was just a habit. It's how she handled that stress along with a little bit of eating. So it was like after work, this is what she did. And through consistency, that rewire that you now hear in her voice happened. And then she said, I don't really need the wine anymore. She had a different outlet. But in the beginning, Stacy 1.0, Lisa, all of you new guys would have been sitting in the same, was sitting in the same place you are, telling me you're the craziest woman in the world.
Yeah.
And she didn't like me much, but she didn't think. But that's the point, guys. You get to this place. But it's the repetition, the repeat, and then one day you look back and you're sitting on one of these calls and you're guiding other people that are new. But
And it's all habits.
Yeah.
All of it. It's nothing but habits. Good habits and bad habits.
You just keep stacking them. Yep. You have to remember, guys, you can't get to the top of the mountain without climbing up it. And what the diet culture does is it bounces you up. Like Kate was talking about, it bounces you up and you come down, bounces you up. What we're doing is this. So when you get up there, you're there. Does that make sense? And you don't come rolling back down the hill again. It's normal, as Stacy said, put on a few pounds here. I mean, Amber came back. She was a long-time client. And I think she even started somewhere around the same time with me that Stacy did.
Yeah.
Maybe
And Jen too. Yeah.
Jen, yeah. You know, all of them. And even, Amber came back and she isn't that out of shape. She isn't she didn't throw everything out the window and gain 20 pounds again. She's back because she wanted consistency. She wanted so as much as she bitches about the stairs and all the things, she's the one who's crying for the 6-pack abs this, summer. So
Yep.
be careful.
I'm gonna
Wish for.
Go,
Careful
girl.
what you wish for. Don't come knocking on Coach Joel's door saying, "Hey, this is what I want." Okay.
Yeah. Then you get the threats like, hey, if you don't get your steps up, I'll be adding in sprints. And I'm like, oh.
I have a question about steps. So should your steps all be like at a certain heart rate or like my 10,000, or is it all my steps in my day?
It's all your steps in your day.
Okay.
So steps are the range that you get from the day.
Okay.
And for the most part, you want to look at a daily step average.
Okay.
What is your daily step average? Some people in here, as you start to move, I've given them ceilings and floors. This is where you hit every day. This is where you could go. But for those of you that are new, you just need to hit it on an average. So maybe one day is a little lower, pick it up another day.
Okay.
That at the end of the week, you're looking at whatever your step goal is, that you're averaging that out.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it needed
mine
to
every
be
day.
heart rate. Say it again.
I try to reach mine every day.
Okay.
Like my step goal is 12,000. It started at 8 and now it's 12, but I try to reach 12 every day. Instead of averaging per week, I try to reach it every day. But I mean,
but if you were to fall short one day, which sometimes it happens, and say you got 10, then you would just 12 to hit 14 another day.
I would hit 14 the next day. Yeah.
You gotta think sometimes
which is really hard to do. So I would not recommend doing that.
But sometimes the summers, you have longer weekends. You take walks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not so freaking cold.
I was just out there stepping. I think it's 30 degrees, but it was 15 last night.
Yeah. I don't like cold weather. I gripe about it too. Leg days and cold weather, nemesis.
Put on extra clothes. Put on. I'm telling you, I have
walking pad
right now.
Get the walking pad.
You can get a walking pad. I live in Arizona, so in the summer I am not out there at 115, 118. So I have my walking pad, and it helps a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I've got the walking pad, but it's just nicer walking outside. It is. But so yeah,
it is.
Choose your heart. There we go again. Choose your heart. At the end of
Jules,
the day, yeah, at the end of the day, guys, it is one of my favorite saying, choose your heart, because if you look at it, it's all hard.
yeah.
Those of you that are new, it was hard. That was hard. Where you are.
It was just picking up the phone and making that call. It was.
It was hard. It was hard to take that first step.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be like, you just have to pick every day. You got to look at it. And that's again, Lisa, looking at, do I quit or do I do it? Choose your heart.
Right.
And you've been doing it. So give yourself a pat on the back for that. That's not easy, because you could have just said, fuck it. And ghosted me. You haven't.
Yeah.
Show up and you do the work.
Yeah.
All right, well, this has been a great call. I haven't heard from everybody. Anybody else have anything? Lucinda, how you doing? Good. Christina, you good? Awesome.
Winter's hard, but other than that,
I know.
it's been hard.
Yes. Winter is not fun. I feel you.
It's too dark and too cold, and yeah. There's my rant. That's it.
No, but that's valid. I struggle with it too, and that's where intention comes in, and being consistent, and sometimes I've been known to change up my days a little bit too. I'm consistent, but sometimes I will give myself. I'm very strong. I had to change my times a little bit because it wasn't working for me because of the darkness times. So I front load my days, but with steps, but I don't front load them with as much. Now I pick some of them up at the gym because it feels better to me. So sometimes too, guys, you can't force a square peg in a round hole. Like Kate even said, like she doesn't want to walk in the summer. Like sometimes you have to make adjustments for the seasons too. And so now I do a little bit more work in the morning. I do some stretching. I've got like some workouts that I have to do for my leg, and then I will go down and I'll get some steps in, and then I go to the gym. I finish up my steps and stairs and all that fun stuff, and then I come back and I do check-ins later in the day where I used to front load a little bit more. Sometimes you just got to do things, and it's just because I'd rather be sitting here right now in the dark doing this. I like to get my steps in during the day. But I think we all suffer with that whole cold thing. And you can't get away from it anywhere either. Can't. I live in North Carolina. I'm like, did Mother Nature get confused here? What the fuck? Why is it 26 degrees? Sheesh. I'm like, I live in the South. Did you forget?
It's just too cold.
But the good news is the days are getting longer and warmer eventually. Yay. Summer's around the corner.
Yes.
That's the positive thing. All right. Great call, guys. Welcome back, Tina. Glad you're not sick anymore.
Me too.
Yeah. Nobody go on a cruise. Tina went on a cruise, got sick. Oh shit. Sorry, Brenda.
Well,
Tina,
my
I
cabin
already
mate
gave you my remedy. I told you.
my cabin mate got on the cruise sick, so they gave it to me.
All right, guys, if you don't have anything else, I think this was a really good call. I appreciate you guys all showing up, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.